Hey people, it's your boy Mr.Lartz, the Ghanaian shitter, you know the vibes, and you're now listening to Taking Notes with Mr.Lartz. Here we discover the fears and the risks people face while following their passions. My people, regardless, we'll move. Hello, yo my people, it's your guy Mr.Lartz, aka the Ghanaian shitter, you know the vibes. Hey, and I'm here with the one and only, my brother, Taiyo D. My guy, what are you telling me?
What's going on, my bro? What's going on, my bro? How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, this is what life has brought us to, innit? Virtual things, we can't complain. We just gotta do what we gotta do, innit? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. Anyway, Taiyo, for the people that don't know you out there, just briefly, you know, how would you describe yourself before we get into the nitty and gritty of the questions?
Of course. So yeah, my name is Taiyo D. I'm an artist. I wouldn't place myself in a specific genre, to be honest. I just say, that's why I like to say artist. I don't even like to say rapper, artist, because we do it all, you know. But yeah, and then on top of that, in terms of my job in general, I do IT sales, IT business consulting, and then do YouTube as well. So you know, we're hands in all the different parts.
I hear you.
Yeah,
you're what? You're what the 21st century babes will say. You know, a guy in different brackets. You know, the one different tax brackets. You get me? Different tax brackets. Yeah.
Be in different tax brackets this year. That's what I'm going for.
I see your team there. I see your team for sure. Bringing the different tax brackets. I respect it. Anyway, Taiyo, I just want to focus solely on Taiyo, the artist, for today. You know, this is Taiyo infantry in the Indomie, as you can see right there. But yeah, what I want to say, bro, that thing there saved lives. It has saved us so many a time. Bro, enjoy it. This is it. So basically, right, I want to get into Taiyo, the artist, right? Let's talk briefly.
Yeah.
There we go. It's just a bit stuck there for, you know, technicals. Oh, Lord, help us. But anyway, I want to get into Taiyo, the artist. Firstly, I want to start with, for you, like, when did you sort of feel like, okay, cool, of course I love music, but I want to become an artist. I want to take that leap of faith, as I like to call it, to be an artist. When did that happen for you?
Yeah. So I would say the idea was there from, what are we now, 2021. So the idea was there, I guess, 2019, that it was like, I'd say summer 2019. I was talking to my boy from uni, basically, and he works with Western quite a bit. And he was basically just like, look, listen, you need to sort yourself out, because I've been telling you for time that you should do this. So the idea kind of came in place then, where it was like, all right, cool. If I was to do this, what would I need to do? And how would be the best way for me to make this work? Because I'm the kind of person where if I'm going to do something, I like to strategize before I jump in. So I'll find out everything that I feel like I need to find out to make sure that I can hit the ground running. So the idea came in there. That's when I started doing my research, studying the game, the industry, different artists in the industry, what's working for them, what isn't working for them. Looking at myself and how I can improve, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, and so on. So I'd say the point where it was like, all right, cool, I'm actually ready to start doing this and to go all out, was probably summer this year.
Wow. Oh, you mean summer 2020?
Well, yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's still. I feel you. 2020 was such a long year, and I'm still stuck there because this lockdown is basically the same. So yeah, but yeah, I'd say about summer during lockdown 2020. I wrote Viral Love, and I showed it to a couple people, and they were just like, "You need to drop this." So at that point, it was like, "All right, cool, yeah, it's time to delve in and start doing this properly." So yeah, first release was October. So that's when I officially became an artist. October October 2020.
And this is it. Even before we talk viral love, yeah, there was this first track. I remember, obviously, family and that connections are there. I get a
Come
call
on.
during the summer, like, yo, Reg, lots like, this guy artist Taiyo doing a music video, just real cheap. Come, let's chill, let's just hang and let's just vibe. I was like, all right, cool. Say no more. Let me come through. Come now. I see. I'm like, okay. Obviously, I know some of the people. Them obviously know some of the people. I'm like, cool. I said, raw. And obviously, I'm like, yo, cuz like, let me listen to this track before I come to this thing, innit? Cause there's no way man coming to a music video and the track ain't good. Cool. Drops me the tune now. I'm listening to the tune. I'm like, bro, yeah, this is wavy. So I'm like, yo, this is hard. I'm like, yo, I'm coming through. This makes sense. And I'm not gonna lie, Black is Beautiful for me anyway. Came out at a right time. It felt raw. It felt genuine. Because of course that was when everything was going on. But yeah, I wanted to kind of get your mind at the back of that. When you wrote Black is Beautiful, what was going through your mind then, and what kind of brought that whole process about, man?
So with Black is Beautiful, obviously the content being driven from the whole Black Lives Matter and everything that was going on at the time with George Floyd and also Breonna Taylor. So initially, when all that stuff initially happened, I saw a lot of other artists kind of doing stuff about it and stuff like that. And even then, at that time, I was dropping freestyles like weekly on Instagram. So I could have done something at the time, but for me, just like what you said about it feeling genuine, if I'm going to do something, I want it to feel and be genuine. And at that point in time, I had so many different thoughts and feelings, and my head was in a certain space about that where I didn't feel like I could articulate it properly in a track or in music. So I kind of left it for a while. And then, funny enough, and this, I actually never spoken about this before, actually, it's an exclusive. But funny enough, Rams dropped his track Underneath. So Rams dropped Underneath, and I felt like this was around the time where I was kind of setting in how I felt about everything then. Then he dropped Underneath, and that kind of had the I guess the Breonna Taylor side of it, where it's like Black women are very much underappreciated and overlooked and are not protected enough in society these days. Because I mean, this was just before they'd done the ruling where the cop who shot her got charged for the bullets that went through the wall and not the ones that killed her. This was literally just before that happened. So this is all in a space now where it's like, all right, cool. So clearly they don't care. And even when we talk about George Floyd, at least that officer was arrested and charged, but with Breonna Taylor, nothing's happened. So clearly, like when it comes to Black women, as well as the Black Lives Matter on that side, there's also a big problem that we've got here, because when Black women are not being protected. So it was kind of then taking all of those thoughts and then hearing that track, I felt like that kind of, I guess it took it from a really depressing place to more of like a positive, it had like a positive feel to it. So I don't know, the way I work with music is that if I hear a beat or a sound and I like it, then it just clicks. So I heard it and it just clicked. So initially I wrote the first verse of Black is Beautiful as a freestyle to the Underneath beat, the beat from Underneath. Because I just liked the beat, I liked how it sounded and everything. I liked the record as well. So shout out to Rams for that one still. But then I was on YouTube and I heard the beat, the actual beat for Black is Beautiful. Produced by JBJ. So he's a producer that I like a lot of the stuff he makes. So I think he dropped it, like it just came up in my recommend that I listened to it. I was like, yo, this is hard. And it works with it. So I slapped it over that and I dropped the freestyle for it. So the freestyle for it is still on my Instagram right now. And that was literally the last freestyle I did before I was like, cool, no more freestyles. I'm focusing on actually bringing out music. Yeah, so that was the one that I was like, this is the last freestyle I'm going to do. And it makes sense because now I'm actually going to address this topic, this subject area, and kind of lay out how I feel about everything holistically with the Black Lives Matter stuff and with also the talking about Black women in society as well. So yeah, man, that's how it came about.
I like that. I genuinely like that because honestly, as I said, for me, when the record was dropped to me, when I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is cold. This makes sense. And we come there now. And for me, I'm always about the creative side, the artistry. Is it done right? How are these, like, is this guy just going to come and just, I basically came that day. Let me tell you straight. I was straight up observing. So obviously I'm there, we're sipping, enjoying the vibes, but I'm observing, okay, how are these guys handling stuff, right? And I might say everything was handled well, everything was straight up, like even the work rate. I was like, bro, man came looking drippy and that. I was like, all right, cool, say no more, my guy. I got the videos, they'll be used for the promo, don't worry, exclusives. But yeah, man, just like you said, man, it's crazy because of course, these are conversations we've been having, right? In terms of Black women being unappreciated and things like that. So it's very, very like sick just to see you address that. And obviously even getting to know you as a person for like, I know that this is not just something, let me just do a song about it. It's not just that for you. You actually do care about the topic. You do care about Black women and things like that. So no, shout out to you, man. Of course, like that was a big, big record. And honestly, it's doing well. And I pray it does much more because it's a big tune. And one thing you actually mentioned right there was, of course, your love for doing freestyles, right? And you've been doing freestyles for, well, as long as I've known you. Like, this is how I've known you. People sharing your freestyles. I'm like, all right, cool. But one thing I want to ask is, how important is it to stay at the core of that? Because, some people come up, cool, I'm not an rapper, I'm not this, I'm not that, don't put me in a box. But for you, how important is it to still keep that pen game strong, to still be like, nah, just to show that, I can do this. Because I remember even Clubhouse, right? We had a room and you were there and I was like, yo, Taiyo, come and drop a freestyle, man. Let the people see what you can do. And even out of that, something beautiful came out of that, right? So for you, how important is it to do that and also to use it to seize your opportunities? So speak to me a bit about that before we even come to talk about something, that you are involved in, which we'll talk about later. Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to the freestyles, literally that's basically my foundation of like music and being and me doing music. Growing up in like the grime era, right? That's like, it's all about bars. Back then it was all about bars. Like, how hard are your bars? Can you, if I put a beat on right now, can you drop a 16 and it's hard? You know what I'm saying? So because of that, that's something that's always been important to me. And even now, as we're moving into an age where lyrics are becoming less and less important, I think freestyles themselves are like that's the opportunity for you to really show, like, listen, I can make all the catchy stuff and you do the sing-alongs, right? But when you know that you're gonna hear bars, and that's the expectation of a freestyle, right? So in that sense, to answer, I guess, part of your question, 100% they're important to me because that's an opportunity to really show, like, look, when it comes to bars and actual skill, the skill of rapping, I'm levels, and that's my opportunity to show that. But even having said that, the importance that has in me as an artist carries over to everything. So I can make a tune with a catchy hook, right? But even in that tune, you'll still hear bars. So, like, I mean, Viral Love, like, spread those legs like COVID-19. You're still gonna hear bars. Like, you're gonna hear bars. You see it? So yeah, it has to. There's always gonna be an element of that in whatever I do, and that's something that's really important to me. Like, even if you're hearing a catchy radio commercial tune from me, there's still going to be something in there. People who love the freestyles, who love the bars, there's still going to be stuff in there that if you know, and if you catch it, you will catch it. So, 100% is very important to me, man.
And of course, as I said, you've been using that to seize opportunities. And obviously, there's one particular competition that you've been heavily involved in during this time, which is the All Spotlight Talent,
Yeah.
all talents, the Spotlight, all talents. You've been doing your thing on there. Smash the quarters, I'm pretty sure you're through to the semis right now, doing your thing. And it was so funny even watching the quarters. I was like, this guy is on the train, bro. What's this guy doing? I was like, what's this guy doing? But again, bars came hard. Speak to me how that came about in terms of even getting involved with that. I saw you there with notes, I believe, and things like that. How did that come about? And for you, again, obviously you've already spoken about how important these things are to you. But in terms of season opportunities, how did that come about, and how is that competition looking so far for you?
Yeah. So you know what? This one is actually funny. So basically, I've been kind of keeping track with LD and RBS for a while. I've been on lives with them before and stuff, and they're actually a really good platform in supporting undiscovered talent and young talent and artists and stuff. So definitely go check them out. Got some good stuff coming down the line in terms of community projects and stuff. But they normally have stuff that's like specifically for rappers. So I normally I'm there and thereabouts in that stuff, right? But this particular competition, because it's for all talents, right? So initially I kind of thought, because they have the stuff for rappers, this is probably like this is one for the other talents, like the magicians and stuff like that. I'm just gonna leave this one alone, right? But then I think I was just on Insta and I saw they posted that it was gonna be Notes hosting it. So I thought, fuck it, let me just do it anyway. Why not? Yeah, let me do it. Cool. So I've gone on the live. Obviously, Notes is there. He's listening to it for people. Cool. Let me request. Boom. So I've requested to join the live. You know how, I don't know if you're familiar with the lives and how they generally work, but normally it's very hit and miss whether you're going to get on.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people are probably requesting or they don't see you to find you to bring you on. Yeah.
Exactly. So, literally, so I requested. I waited for a while. I was there for a while, like an hour. Nothing happened. Then I came out of the live by accident. And when you come out of the live, normally you have to request again. So I came out of the live and I went to request again, but the Insta was bugging and it wasn't letting me request.
Hey, Jesus!
I said, it's over. I said, it's over. Getting on.
Oh God!
It just so happened that somebody pinged me into a room on Clubhouse with Charlie Mason, all that. You know the Hoyle. Do you have Hoyle?
Yeah, do you have Hoyle?
Hoyle, right? So someone pinged me into the room and was like, oh, they're letting people come up and freestyle. So we should come into the room. So I said, all right, cool, let me just go there. Cool. So I've gone into the room. As I'm in the room, I got a notification from Instagram that I'd been added to the LD and RBS live. Yeah. And I was thinking, what is this? Is my app broken? Well, let me click it anyway. So I clicked it. And next thing I know, Notes is just on my screen. So yeah, I wasn't even in the live, and somehow I got added to the live. I had no idea what was going on. I just saw Notes. I said, what? Oh shit. Okay, cool. So I had to quickly just run, get the laptop, slap the beat on. And yeah, the rest is history, man. The rest is history. So yeah, just slap the freestyle.
I love that, man.
And yeah, it went very, very, it went well, man. So yeah, so that was that round. So we had Fire on the Train in the quarterfinals. The train internet wanted to mash me up, but I got there stronger than that.
This is it.
Yeah, we prevailed, man. So next Saturday, semi-finals next Saturday. So yeah.
No, I love that, man. I genuinely love that because you've really taken it and done it and killed the thing, right? And obviously to come on to that, now let's talk about the single right now that is doing bits. Let's bring it to Viral Love. It is doing its thing. It is coming with that. Man's giving us what Dreezy vibes, giving man the, hey, man, them are not feeling the pressure to do something for Valentine's Day. Hey. But yeah, let's talk about the track. The track, the single for now. It's come, it's doing bits now. came before V-Day, but you know, it's doing bits, and I think people are still going to be enjoying that coming with the, you know, with the season we're going into. You know the vibe. So yeah, speak to me about Viral Love, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, you mentioned that you even wrote that time ago. You know, that came before Black is Beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, speak to me about now putting that together, now you know the video and everything like that.
Cool. So Viral Love literally was the start. I wrote that near the start of lockdown. And it's not what people think. Whenever people hear Viral Love, a lot of people will come and ask me, oh, who's Viral Love about? Oh, who was your lockdown babe? Asking me silly questions.
Quarantine special.
Funny enough, so the thing with Viral Love was it's so underwhelming. I was doing washing in the kitchen, and I heard I think the day before it been one of those NS 10 out of 10s, you know, the no signal 10 out of 10s, 10 v10s. Yeah, and they played a tune on there in the advert, C Kane on the low. It was like, quarantine is out on overload. I should be with you, and I heard all along. Yeah, it's a little, So I was just doing the washing, and I thought, oh, what kind of like sweet kind of lockdown bars could man write? So I came up with the got you all in my dreams, trying to spread those legs like COVID-19 that infected my mind. Got you, and I was like, oh, that's a bar still. All right, cool. And then from there, I just thought of the rest. So I would say there were things that there were points in my life that I drew from to write stuff. So it might not have been what was going on in my head at the specific time, but there are certain points in time that I can draw certain feelings from, like that. I wasn't trying to be in a relationship that made you and you change. Yeah, so I could say that's someone is responsible for that bar, just not at this specific moment in time.
Just to clarify, so, people them need to.
Yeah. So yeah, I have to make it clear. So yeah, man. Wrote that. I'd say like end of March. I sent it to a few of my friends, and they were like, "Yo, bro, you need to release this song. This song will go off, especially with lockdown and all this, and it's vibe, it's hella catchy. You need to drop it." And for me, I think that was a milestone. Writing Viral Love was a milestone for me because when we talk about freestyles and barring, right? I've been doing that for a really long time. But one thing that that I hadn't really been doing before was like writing hooks, writing choruses, right? So at that point, when I told you that I kind of thought about what I would need to work on as an artist in 2019, one of those things, writing hooks, like just writing a catchy hook. So I spent a lot of time listening to different artists that like are really good at doing hooks, how they structure the hook, what about it makes it catchy, what, you know, just how it works. So when I wrote Viral Love and wrote the hook for that, and everyone was saying, yo, it's catchy, I'll keep singing it around, and that for me was like a point where it's like, all right, cool, I'm now ready to do this thing properly, because that was the biggest chink in my armor before, and now that I've patterned that, we're good to go.
I like that.
So yeah. In terms of the video, what I'm gonna say is, this music business, we make it. When you see the outcome, you don't know what goes on in the
like it's funny. Like people will never know Black is Beautiful when we're shooting and it started raining. And it started raining and we needed umbrellas and everything. I was like, oh, look.
Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. It's literally like, you know what they say about a swan? A swan is just doing this, but underneath the water, it's going crazy like this. It's like that, man. So yeah. So, but yeah, ultimately, it came out the way it came out. There's some stuff that you know, we wanted to put into it and add to it that we didn't get to. But there's some stuff planned for later.
Ooh, ooh.
Corona willing,
Mm.
that will get all together and make up for that.
True.
So yeah, as long as Corona behaves itself, then yeah, there will be something that kind of takes everything that wasn't able to go in the viral love video,
Mhm.
and we'll slap it in that. But no, I'm very happy with it, man. I'm happy with it. Kaiko, she was the model in the video. She did her thing. GK did his thing. He's the videographer as well. Zay brought the styles and that. So yeah, she just sourced all the clothing and that. So it made sense, man. Obviously, CJ helped me put it all together. So
We love
yeah,
it.
man.
We
No,
love it.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
We
It's
love
doing
it.
this numbers as well. I think today is probably gonna hit 8. So yeah, man.
It's doing bits. It's doing bits. But yeah, let's talk about, obviously, so far we've spoken about, you know, the journey being obviously sweet journeys and everything like that. But I wanted to ask you this. Obviously, you mentioned being at uni, your guys telling you, bro, like, do this music thing, blah, blah, blah. So for you, what would you say the biggest hurdle was at the beginning? Why didn't you start doing this thing from before? Why did it take that long for you to come to that place where it's like, oh, you know what? Now I want to do it. So what were some of the things that stopped you from before?
Yeah. So I've been writing music from 14, 15, I'd say.
Wow.
And I think for me, the biggest things that stopped me from actually just doing this were, and this, when I look back, it's just silly stuff, but at the same time, I guess there's some merit to it. So the first thing and the main thing was, because I do mainly rap, right, and especially coming from the grime era, it was like, do I have to be road to do this? And the fact that I'm not road, do I feel like I have a place in this? So I didn't feel like I had a place in the industry, because if I'm gonna do that kind of music, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna come and talk about stuff that I don't know about. I'm not gonna put on a facade and say I've done this and I've changed this guy and I've done all that. I'm not gonna do that. So I almost felt like I wouldn't be taken seriously as a rapper because of that. Then there was also the fact that, given that at the point in time, Nigerian parents and that, you know, so education, oh, you need to do, not even that I need to do a specific role, but like focusing on education and having like some kind of corporate job was the path, basically. The creative stuff wasn't a path like that. Those are hobbies. Those are things that are supposed to be hobbies that you do in your pastime. So with that as well, it was, and at that time I was really focused on being like an investment banker. I wanted to be an investment banker. So I was thinking, if I do this music stuff, someone sees it, it's like going to hinder me in that as well. So there was that there too. I guess it's the curse of being, you know, smart and kind of being involved in a lot of different things, which is another thing as well. So because I did a bunch of different things, it was like, even just from a time perspective, it's like I have to choose, basically. So yes, I'd say those are some of the main things that kind of held me back over time, and as time went on. And then you get to where you're kind of thinking, oh, it's too late now. It's I should have been doing it before. Now I haven't. And now it's long. Blah blah blah. But yeah, man, you just get to a point where stop letting silly things stop you from doing things that you're passionate about.
I like that. I genuinely like that, because you mentioned something. Obviously, you mentioned it before, right? In terms of being authentic and being true to who you are, true to yourself, right? And even as you mentioned there, in terms of even not talking about things that is not you. Like, how am I going to talk about that? And that's not me. But you mentioned something very, very important. So with that, and also even drawing things from your past to even add to your lyrics, how important is that to always make sure as an artist that you make these things, you're in a sense being vulnerable, right? So how is it in how important is that, you know, being vulnerable through your music, through your creativity? How important is that for you personally?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, everyone has their outlets, right, and ways that they deal with whatever it is that they go through. For me, music is a big one for me. If I have feelings that I'm not really sure how to process, I can always find a way to lay it down in music. So yeah, it's important to me. It's important to me. I think at the same time, as an artist, you are an entertainer. So, you know, there's going to be some things that will have elements of the truth in them, and you've embellished it, or you've, you know, exaggerated it a bit, or you've added some pizzazz to it. So it makes a good story, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, at the root of it all is stuff that I can relate to and is real. And I think that's one of the things that, as an artist, for me, it sets me apart, because and some of the things that I used to see as weaknesses are some of the things that I now see as strengths, because I'm not road, because I haven't done this and haven't done that. Like, there are a lot of people that can relate to me as an artist. Like, you'd be able to relate to me as a person in ways that you wouldn't or couldn't if I was that kind of person. You see, so it's yeah, it makes 100% sense to bring that authenticity and to bring that genuine, to bring your genuine self and put that in your music, because that's really how people are going to relate to you, and that's where people believe you. Because yeah, if you can't, if people don't believe what you're saying and don't believe in you and what you say you believe in and what you say you do and will do and have done, then it's long for you as an artist.
I agree, definitely agree. And before I let you go, obviously the people would want to know, I want to know, when can we expect, you know, the EP, there's something, you know, what can we expect? Verlove is here doing his thing, doing his numbers. You know, I know the pressure's on, you know, and I know you personally put that pressure on yourself, but of course, I'm not trying to rush any creative person at all. However, you know, when can we hear little something? What can we expect in 2021, my guy?
2021 is going to be a crazy year, man. That's for one. I can say February 13th, new track drops. I can say that now.
Well, Valentine's special.
I can say that. So February 13th, new one drops, you know, the follow-up to Viral Love. Because basically, Viral Love is off the EP, right? The EP is called Lockdown Love Story. So it's a story, right? It's a whole, because that's another thing I like to tell stories in my music, man. So when you get projects from me, more time the project is gonna have a story or a theme or concept, you know what I'm saying, that runs through it. So yeah, so this one is a story. So the track dropping on February 13th will be the follow-up to Viral Love. So that will drop on there, and then March we'll see the full EP will drop. And you'll get the full end-to-end Lockdown Love Story, man.
You love it.
So that's for the time being. Hey, come on, man. And then after that, just keep peppering. I've got so much music that is crazy. Like I could drop a song every single week for the whole year, and not write anything else. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep hitting.
Well, I saw something on socials, you know, gotta keep my journalism skills going up, you know, pre-knitting. Then, you know, one thing you mentioned, and you are your people, you said to the people, them wrong. If I do a show in 2021, are you guys rolling? So my question to you here, are you trying to have a show, God willing, no more? Are you trying to have a show 2021?
I am. I can say that. I can confirm that. So May 15th, Bloomsbury Lanes. You can bowl and you can hear me. But there'll be a lineup of a couple people. I can't confirm my status in that lineup yet, but you know, it's very promising.
So is this an exclusive? May 15th, did you say?
exclusive. Yeah, this is exclusive. No
Exclusive.
one, no, I haven't even advertised it yet. I
Come
haven't
on.
even advertised it yet.
Come
So
on.
this is exclusive.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come
So
on.
by the time you see this, the link will be in my bio.
Okay.
So yeah, by the time you see this, the link will be in my bio. So go to that link and make sure you do it through that link.
Okay.
Only the link in my bio.
Only
Nowhere else. Go through the link in my bio.
Say no more. I respect it. I really respect it. Honestly, I do, man. My guy, thank you so much for sitting with me, man. I really appreciate it, my guy, man. Thank you, Taiyo D. I have been your guy, Mr. The Ghanaian shitter, Mr.Lartz. This is taking notes of Mr. Lartz, and that's your boy Taiyo D. I'm gonna put every socials, all your socials, your YouTube page, everything down the link below here on the screen as well. So guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Let's get this going. Wow, what an episode. Well, I hope you had a good time. I hope you took some good notes too. And remember, don't be greedy. Share this with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and even your ancestors. Stay tuned for more Taking Notes, Mr. Lartz. And remember, one more thing. We move regardless.